Hello everybody and welcome to the third and final round of the Durbanville League Cup held on the 25th of June in Cape Town, South Africa. On the left we have Raichu playing his Raichu Lycanroc deck, which we've seen before and we've done an interview on the channel already. And on the right hand side, another player we've seen before, Alex, playing his classic Greninja list with the Talonflame and Bursting Balloons. So the players have shuffled up, drawn, and they're ready to go. So Rona's going to start us off with a Shaman start, and Alex with a Froakie. Raichu going to attach to the Shaman and use a Tapu Lele Wonder Tag for a supporter. What looks like has happened here is he's made the classic mistake of Leleing for a Bridget for 3 basic Pokemon, put them on his bench and forgotten to actually take the Lele Bridget combo into effect. He should have taken the Bridget out, played it, and kept the sequence right, but he hasn't really done that. I presume there's a Bridget in the deck. In the search through, Raichu should have seen it, I would imagine. It does happen, and unfortunately it doesn't look like the players caught it this time. We'll see if it makes a difference in the rest of the game. Hopefully it was in there, not in his prizes. Alex draws for turn, he draws a Talonflame. Totally useless now, as I mentioned in the match before, we've seen him. I do think Ultra Balls are a good inclusion in the deck just to clear those Talonflames out of your hand once you've started. Because after starting that magical stage 2 that you can put as your active, it just starts clumping up your deck and doesn't really do anything for you. So it's unfortunate. He's attached a Splash to the Froakie. Let's see if we can get another basic down here. Plays in, gets a handful of looks like nothing, unfortunately. So he's going to put a Bursting Balloon on the active and go for the bubble, I would think. Trying to paralyze that Shaman and buy himself a turn. Tails on the bubble, so all Raichu needs to do now is double colorless on the Pikachu and find a way of getting a Raichu to take the knockout. That Raichu's Circle Circuit, 20 times the amount of Pokemon on his bench. We'll do 60 and we'll knock out that poor little Froakie. So game 1, short and sweet, going to Raichu. As I said, let's hope that Bridget was in there. We'll see now as he takes those prizes. So, yep, I didn't see it in the prizes, so it must have been in the deck. So no major issue there. Unfortunately, just one of those things does happen. I imagine Alex will want to go first this time. Starts with the mulligan. Rona gets down and active, puts out his 6 prizes, and he will draw one for the mulligan. Alright, another mulligan from Alex. Going to shuffle up again, draw another 7 cards. Let's see if you can get a basic this turn. Ideally you want that Talonflame start with a Froakie on the bench. Another mulligan, that's at putting Raichu at 3. If Alex doesn't draw an N off the top here, I think he needs to find a way to reduce Raichu's hand size. I see an N in his hand, but no basic Pokemon. So now at a hand of 4. Alright, so Raichu going to take the 4 and not draw any more, it seems. Not wanting to draw too big a hand size. Does Alex find a basic? Still, oh wait, there's a Froakie, so he's got 1 basic. But managed to show Raichu his hand there, so putting out his 6 prizes, and players will flip over and let's see what happens. So, okay, he's let Raichu go first. Raichu going to attach a strong energy to that Rockruff, float stone to the Rockruff, He can Ultra Ball, discarding with teammates and something else. I couldn't see what. And search his deck for potentially a Lele again. Maybe he's going to play the Bridget again this time. Let's see what happens here. Just giving his deck a good search. Playing the Lele. Getting out an N. Alright. Interesting. Essentially the Bridget was prized this time. Let's see what he does here. So the teammates on a Choice Band. Choice Band pretty irrelevant in this matchup. Just going to pass over to Alex's turn. He's going to attach. If he flips heads on the bubble here, Rainer can evolve out and get a Lycanroc GX up and running. So going to die ball, most likely for another Froakie here. Getting a Froakie in hand. Putting that down on the bench, and let's see what he does. He's going to train his mail. Trainer's Mail card, we don't see that often anymore now that Garbode or Trash Launch is in the format, but he's going to get a level ball out with that Trainer's Mail, putting his hand down on the table face up. So, alright, and going to go for the bubble. Let's see what he gets here. Tails on the bubble, and Rainer going to evolve up into the Raichu. Does he choose to put a double colorless on it, retreat, and let's see what he does here. He can play an N, but I'm not sure that it's. Is he going to play? He's going to play a Kukui. Do an extra 20 damage. That will guarantee the knockout on the Circle Circuit. Knocking out that active Froakie, leaving Alex with the Frogadier in hand. We know he has, and Splash Energy to the Frogadier, returning it to his hand if it gets knocked out, and most likely go for a Water Duplicates here. Not going to play anything else. You don't want to draw into those Frogadiers, and then you just can't Water Duplicates them. Going to work to get 3 Frogadier onto the bench. There we go. 3 Frogadier hit the bench, letting you skip the basic and go straight onto the stage 1, which is what makes Greninja work as a deck. So what's Rainer going to do? He's going to play down the Lycanroc GX, not going to use the Bloodthirsty Eyes to pull up anything from the bench, and then going to play in. Both players will shuffle up. Rainer will get 5 and Alex will get 6 new cards. Both players going to cut. Alex is going to give a bit of a shuffle. And let's see what Rainer can do here. The Greninja break, having 170 HP, will mean that with a full bench, Raichu is only going to hit 160, falling short each time. So the Lycanroc being a good attacker in this matchup, and the Kukui being pretty critical to hit those 180 numbers to knock out the 170 HP breaks if Alex is able to get them on board. So, going to dive ball, getting out a Greninja, not wanting to evolve up the bench, I would imagine. What does he do here? Does he have energy in hand? Going for the bench and checking his discard pile. I think that Lycanroc probably has enough to secure the knockout, so definitely not wanting to put that at risk. I was just wondering whether he used the Splash Energy or not. It doesn't look like he used the Splash Energy, otherwise can't see what else was in his hand, but the other Froakie hit the bench again, so he should be able to evolve that up into Frogadier next turn if he used the Splash and return it to his hand. Attaching the double colorless to the bench, and Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, another Rockruff hits the bench, and another Pikachu. I see that Tapu Koko promo in his hand there, which he's going to bench. Shaman setting up for 4 new cards. Ultra Ball, discarding what looks like a Trainer's Mail. Something else, getting an Oranguru. Oranguru has that Instruct ability, letting you draw your hand up to 3 on each turn. And just going to take the knockout with the Lycanroc. Alex choosing you to promote here. The Greninja does have free retreat, so even if he did promote it by mistake, he'd be able to retreat into something else. So I think that's the right call, but let's see what he goes for here. Okay, going to put the Frogadier up and draw for turn. Alright, going to evolve up into the break. Frogadier onto the bench. Alright. Looks like he's going to Super Rod some cards back in there, potentially. Nope. No Super Rod. Just checking his discard. Looks like. Sycamore, discard his hand. Looked like a bunch of supporters there, so I'm sure he was trying to hang on to those as much as possible. Does he have a Greninja for the active? A Dive Ball, search one out, Ultra Ball. I see a Lysander, Water Energy. He's going to Burst Balloon the active. And Rhino taking a pretty commanding lead here. Alright, so going to evolve up and attach and Moonlight Slash for 80, returning that Water Energy to his hand. So Reno can retreat here, bringing up that Raichu. He does have enough to take the knockout before the Greninja break evolves. That will mean he wouldn't give up 2 prizes on the Lycanroc. But let's see what he decides to do here. Going to Versus Seeker for a Hex Maniac, retreat into the Raichu, and Circle Circuit for 140 damage, taking that 60 hit from the Bursting Balloon. Once again, I think you just naturally promote your free retreater, unless you want to try and get 2 Giant Water Shurikens off, but he's going to attach to the active. Has he got a Water Energy in hand to snipe 60 onto the bench? Going to play an N. Reno will go down to 2. He does have that Instruct ability to draw back up. And Alex will get a fresh hand of 6. Alright, Alex draws his hand back up again. He can evolve the bench. He's got a Water Energy in hand, but there was a Hex Maniac played on the last turn, so no Giant Water Shurikens on this turn. Going to Super Rod back a Greninja line. So Greninja, Water Energy. What else is he going to put back in the deck here? Alright, so Frogadier, Greninja, Frogadier, Greninja, Water Energy, go back into the deck. Going to Level Ball for a Froakie, getting that down on the bench, hoping to get another Greninja up and running. And then just going to Midnight Slash for 80, no Shadow Stitching. Which is unfortunate. So if Reno can fill his bench up to 8 and manage to get a Kukui off, he's going to Ultra Ball, searching his deck for a Shaman, He needs to hit a Versus Seeker and one more basic here, and he'll be able to take a knockout on that Greninja break. So definitely doable. I really would have used the Shadow Stitching there. He only needed to do 30 to knock out that Raichu, so the 80 was overkill. I imagine he wanted to preserve the water energy in hand, but he did have another one in hand as far as I remember. So Shaman setting up. Does he hit the Versus Seeker for the Kukui? He still can use Instruct if he's able to bring his hand size down even further. So let's see what he can do here. There is a Versus Seeker. He's going to special charge back the double colorless into the deck. Alright, I'm pretty sure I saw an Ultra Ball in there. Just needs one more. Ultra Ball. Get out maybe a Pikachu or okay, another Shaman. Why not? No real threats on the bench on Alex's side. So let's see what he does here. Shaman probably setting up. Okay, he's going to Rescue Stretcher, a Raichu, evolve up on the bench. Shaman setting up for 5. Alright, so he's got 160 on board at the moment. Versus Seeker Kukui will get him the 180 attached to the Raichu. Versus Seeker Kukui, so Professor Kukui drawing 2 cards, doing 20 more damage, and that'll give him the knockout with the Raichu, doing 180 damage and taking the knockout. As I said, Shadow Stitching would have shut that all down. Going to Field Blower, discarding float stones and 1 float stone in the stadium. Okay, so Reina able to clear those Shamans off the bench, taking those 2 prize liabilities off the field. And Alex is going to take a look through his discard. Let's see what he gets. Attaches to the active and Versus Seeker. Alright, so it's going to be a Seeker for N, putting Reina down to 1, but he does still have that Oranguru on the bench there, letting him draw his hand back up to 3. Does Alex get the break? He does get the breakdown. He has a Dive Ball for another Frogadier. Doesn't really matter, Reina just needs a Lysander here and that'll be game. He's doing plenty damage even with the Frogadier on the bench. So, yep, let's see what he can do. Trainer's Mail, looking at the top 4, taking a trainer card he finds there. He's going to go with a Bursting Balloon. Going to attach that to the active. And does he Shadow Stitch? Nope. Just going to Moonlight Slash for 80. Short of the knockout. What's Reina going to do? He's going to, looks like he's going to Instruct for 1. Yep, Instruct for 1. He's got the Rescue Stretcher, can Stretcher back Shaman. Shuffle those back into the deck. 3 Shaman go back into the deck. And does he have a Sycamore in his hand? Yep, Sycamore, discard his hand, drawing 7 cards. Does he get the Skyfield? He does get the Skyfield. And Pikachu comes down. Gonna Rescue Stretcher. What's he gonna shuffle back or put into hand? Taking a Pikachu, benching that. Attaching to the Lycanroc. Shaman. Setting up for 4 new cards. So he is at 160 with the Raichu. Just short of the knockout, but he can always spread damage with that Tapu Koko on the next turn. Spreading 20 everywhere with a flying flip, and that will secure him the game. So I imagine he's going to do the 160 here. Taking the bursting balloon damage. Let's see what he does. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good enough play. Alright, so he's going to go with the Lele. It's got a float stone on it. Going to do 40 to the active. A Shuriken here would take out that Raichu. Yep, taking out the Raichu. Going down to 4 prizes. Does he have a way to pull something out here? Going to shuffle back with a Super Rod, the Break, the Greninja, and a Water Energy. Those 3 go back in the deck. And let's see what he can do here. That Lycanroc, I think, has a knockout as well on the next turn. So it's a Greninja up and running on the bench, but I don't really see a way out of this one for Alex. I think it's pretty much game over. Has a Talonflame in hand, which is unfortunate. Nothing much you can do. Going to retreat and do the 80 damage, but Reno should just be able to put the Lycanroc up and take a knockout, taking his last prize and taking the game. That's a quick 2-0 for Reno, and ultimately Reno went on to win the whole cup, securing his World's Invite as well in I think the day before, but still getting him those extra points can't ever hurt. Right, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series, and we'll have a few more games for you at the next big tournament. Cheers.